Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Talk Flip, where I can help you how to deal with different types of questions on IELTS test. Today I'm going to talk about IELTS Writing Task 2 and how to deal with different types of questions that you might encounter and how to break them down to important elements and how to craft a well-structured essay in the planning stage. There are 6 types that I'm going to introduce today. The first one is agree, disagree type. In this type, you need to take one side of the argument. And the question begins like this. Do you agree or disagree with the following statement? Or to what extent do you agree or disagree with this statement? If it says, to what extent, it means you can completely agree, completely disagree, or you can take the middle ground. You can compromise your agreement by talking about both sides, and then you can have a balanced viewpoint as well. To what extent do you agree or disagree with the following statement? Social media has a negative impact on real-life communication. Do you agree or disagree with this statement? Technology makes people's lives more complicated rather than easier. Sometimes the question clearly asks you to share your opinion on a matter. For example, what is your opinion on the increasing use of plastic in everyday life? Sometimes this type of question deals with the advantages and disadvantages of a situation, asking you something like this. Do you think the advantages of this situation outweigh the disadvantages? Some people believe that the benefits of studying abroad outweigh the drawbacks. Do you agree or disagree? And now let's talk about another question which is pretty common in IELTS Task 2 questions in writing section, which is discussions. And discussions are something like talking about both sides of the argument. You see yourself at a position of a judge, talk about the reason behind that kind of belief that some people hold. Maybe you need to justify the viewpoints. Then you come to your own conclusion and say which side of the argument your idea is closer to, or come to a middle ground and compromise. Let's see some examples. Some people think that the government should invest more money in public transportation, while others believe that it should be spent on road infrastructure. Discuss both views and give your opinion. Some people argue that children should start school at a very early age, while others believe they should begin later. Discuss both sides of this argument and then give your own opinion. You might choose to talk about your opinion in a separate body paragraph and come to the conclusion on this argument once you have elaborated on both sides of the arguments in your essay. Another super popular type of question in IELTS is advantages and disadvantages. In this type of question, you're going to evaluate the question. Try to be able to think about an issue from 2 different perspectives, the negative perspective and the positive one. And then divide your opinions into body paragraphs, one dealing with the dark side and the other dealing with the bright side. And now let's review some examples. What are the advantages and disadvantages of living in a big city? Do the advantages of using renewable energy sources outweigh the disadvantages? Discuss the benefits and drawbacks of owning a car. While you are writing your essay in response to this type of topic, you need to bear in mind that these phrases have the same meaning as advantages and disadvantages. Benefits and drawbacks, positives and negatives, strengths and weaknesses, gains and losses, upsides and downsides, merits and demerits, assets and liabilities, challenges and rewards, the dark side and the bright side. Now, the fourth type of questions that I'm going to present to you is problem and solutions. In this type of questions, you're going to identify the problem and suggest some possible solutions to deal with it. Let's look at some examples. What are the causes of air pollution in urban areas, and what solutions can you suggest? Discuss the problems associated with overpopulation in major cities and suggest measures to deal with them. Another example. What are the reasons for the increase in obesity rates, and how can it be addressed? While you're writing this type of essay in the IELTS writing section, you need to bear in mind that you're going to use a lot of language discussing causes and effects and reasons and results and such like. So it's a big topic. I'm not going to talk about it now, but I'm going to provide a separate video providing you with lots of examples and model sentences to help you with a discursive writing. This type of question that I'm going to talk about is an extension of the previous one. The only difference is it has been divided in two parts. So the question comes in two parts. The first part is asking you to talk about the problem and why has it happened. And the second part is asking you to talk about some solutions to deal with it. The topic could be like this. Why is this happening? And what can be done to solve this problem? Let's look at some more examples. Many people are moving from rural areas to cities. Why is this happening? What can be done to solve this problem? Answer the first part by explaining the reasons and then provide solutions for the second part. What are the causes of the increasing use of bicycles in cities? What effects does it have on individuals and society? Discuss the reasons behind the trend and then explore its impacts. Another one. Why are students today less interested in reading books? What can be done to solve this problem? This type of topic that seems to have been very popular in these years is a positive or a negative development. In this type of question, a situation is briefly described to you, and you as the candidate need to read it and reflect on it and say whether you think it's a positive thing or a negative one. In other words, you need to evaluate a situation and write about it. Let's look at some examples. More people are choosing to live alone. Do you think this is a positive or negative development? The rise of online shopping has led to many local stores closing down. Is this trend beneficial or harmful? The increasing popularity of fast food restaurants has changed the eating habits of many people. Evaluate whether this is a positive or negative trend. Lastly, we have direct questions. These questions ask you to directly answer a question. Let's look at some examples. What are the reasons for the increasing level of stress among teenagers? Why do you think many people prefer to work from home? What measures can be taken to address the issue of water scarcity? And here you go. This was a comprehensive look at different types of IELTS Writing Task 2 questions that might appear to you in the actual test. Understanding the types of questions and how to deal with them can be the first step in writing a well-structured and a high-scoring essay. I hope this video was useful for you. If it was so, please share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel. Also, please like it and write in the comments that if there is any other type of question that I can add to this list. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.